Hey Virgo, let's see what's going on in your love life. This is a tarot love reading for Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and of course for any of you lovely cross watchers dealing with a Virgo romantically. Now I do like to remind you, Virgo, that these are general readings. They may or may not resonate. That is totally okay. You are very welcome to take what works and leave the rest. So we're gonna jump right into it today, my loves, and let's see what could be coming toward Virgo. First message coming out today says hammer. I'm already going to roll my eyes here, Virgo. Sabotage is the first message here. Sabotage and rebuild. Interesting. Persistent, working on it, repairing. This is probably going to be a juicy reading today, Virgo. Looks like what we could be dealing with here is somebody who sabotaged the connection between the two of you. And it kind of looks like they're coming back and being like, let me fix things. Let me work on things. And they're going to be very persistent with that. Huh. Okay. Let's see what else could be coming toward Virgo right now, please. Seduction. They are going to try to seduce you back. So the message says attraction, teasing, hooking up and dating, third party, and temptation. This is always a bit of a funny energy to me, Virgo, because it's like, okay, they sabotage things. They're gonna try to get you back because there's probably still a very strong attraction. They're probably gonna try to seduce you. I worry about the mention of a third party on this card. Part of me wonders if that's how they sabotaged, right? Because one really good way to sabotage a connection is to cheat and involve a third party. So I'm a little nervous because I'm trying to figure out, like, what is this person's intentions? Because I really think they sabotaged. And like I said, maybe it was a third party situation where they stepped out on the relationship and cheated. They're trying to get you back because there's obviously still an attraction between you guys. Okay, what else? Teddy bear. Interested in you, blooming romance, flirting, and wanting to date. I feel like this is them saying, like, just let me take you out on dates again. Let's get back to the fun moments. Let's date each other again. Let's fix things. Let's be happy. So it's interesting. I'm feeling a little skeptical, if I'm being honest, Virgo. Maybe cautious is a better word. It's like, I do think this person is coming towards you after sabotaging things. I think I'm just kind of wondering, like, what are their intentions here, right? And have they resolved the third party situation? Are they truly committed? I don't know. These are questions that are coming up for me when I look at this energy. So here's what we're going to do for the rest of the reading, Virgo. Let's look at them, okay? So that can give us a better sense of what they're up to. So we're going to look at their overall energy, what they could be feeling, what they could be doing. I am going to look at the same thing for you, and then let's look at the potential outcome and see where it takes us. Tell me about this person who Virgo is involved with, please. This self-sabotaging person here. First card coming out, King of Pentacles. Okay, that's fascinating. So Earth energy, you could be dealing with a fellow Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. It's almost like they're coming back and trying to convince you that they're now in the King of Pentacles energy. Don't worry about the gender, but the King of Pentacles is an energy of somebody who is stable, reliable. You can count on them. So maybe this person is coming around and being like, I was super chaotic and unreliable before. I'm now ready to step it up and be the stable, reliable partner you need. Tell me more, please, about this person's energy right now. Yeah, but that's a problem, you guys. Two of Swords, which is somebody who's at a crossroads, not really moving things forward. It indicates typically somebody who has a dilemma where they're feeling stuck. Their head is telling them one thing, their heart is telling them another, but it's not a super confident energy. It's usually somebody who's still not sure what they want to do, which makes me a little nervous, right? Because they might come in with that King of Pentacles trying to be like, I'm steady, I'm stable, I'm showing up for you. But the Two of Swords is still showing a bit of uncertainty in terms of what they want. Tell me more about this person's energy, please. The Knight of Wands, but they're trying to move things forward. This is a very passionate energy. This fits well with the Seduction card. You could be dealing with a fire sign, Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, maybe. But here's what I'm going to say. I think this is what's throwing me off. And I'm going to throw it out there, Virgo, and you can decide if it resonates for you. I feel there's very strong attraction between you and this person. I don't think there's any doubt about that. And that's a great thing. I mean, of course we want to be attracted to our partner. The challenge is that sometimes when I do these readings, it's like the person is relying too much on the attraction, right? So they're trying to lean into the fact that you guys are so attracted to each other. And they're like, well, you know, we have this crazy attraction, so that means we should be together. But it doesn't necessarily mean that they've dealt with the issues. It just means that you guys have really great chemistry. I guess what I'm getting here is that I think this person is really leaning into the fact that you guys have really good chemistry. I'm just gonna say this. I'm not saying this is true for everybody, but sometimes that can be a toxic chemistry. Sometimes. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but you have to watch out for it, right? Like, I've had so many people say to me, like, that was the most attracted I've ever been to somebody in my life, and it was the most toxic relationship I've also had, right? So I'm just cautioning that here. I'm throwing it out there, but we'll keep going. Tell me more, please, about this person. What could they be feeling? The Six of Swords. I don't know. I mean, that's a transitional energy. It's trying to move away from a tough place into a better place. It could be them wanting to fix things, but it could also be them turning their back on the relationship. Maybe. Let's see what comes next, though. What else could they be feeling? Six of Pentacles. Okay. I mean, this tends to indicate somebody wanting to bring things back into balance. So they could be realizing that they were not contributing to the relationship. They were not stepping it up, Virgo, and now they want to do better. It's possible. Tell me more about what they could be feeling, please. Eight of Pentacles. Okay. I mean, this is good. This tends to be somebody who wants to put in the effort. So as we're getting into it, you know, if your person is coming back around to fix things, I do think there are some genuine intentions here. I do think part of it is the chemistry, which again, it may or may not be problematic. That's kind of for you to decide, Virgo, but I do think there is part of them that wants to work on things. Okay. I don't know. I'm just feeling a little hesitant. Maybe I'm picking up on your energy. I don't know, Virgo. You know, where you're like, I want to give them a chance, but like I'm feeling cautious. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just saying like, look, be cautious if you decide to give them a chance. And if they prove themselves, great. But if not, then, you know, decide what you want to do there. Let's see what actions, they could be taking. I mean, look at that. Ace of Cups literally came flying out. They want a fresh start. They want a new beginning to make things right. Okay. Tell me more, please. Four of Swords. Yeah, I mean, they could be coming in for a new beginning after a time where you guys have been separated, taking some space apart. Tell me more about what actions they could be taking. Queen of Wands. Okay, interesting. I mean, I can see some genuine intentions here. I am a little worried about the Two of Swords because, like I said, that tends to be somebody who's conflicted, but maybe that's something that they're working through. Maybe it's something that they're going to be saying to you, Virgo, where they're like, I know I was on the fence before and I didn't really commit to you and I didn't really choose you. But the more that I think about it, I am invested in you. I am invested in this relationship. I do want to make things work. Will you give me a chance? Okay. Let's look at you. Tell me about Virgo's energy right now, please. Strength card. I'm getting a couple messages. The first message is that I do think that you still have strong feelings for them. And this is fire energy because this is Leo energy. So we've already talked about how there's probably a very strong attraction that's still there, obviously, between the two of you. The strength card can sometimes show up when a relationship feels like it's been tested. It's like this energy of testing the strength of the relationship. And I definitely think whatever your person did to sabotage things obviously has tested this relationship big time, right, Virgo? So you realize that. You're looking at it and you're like, this was a big test. So let's see. Tell me more, please. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. I mean, your person had the King of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe you're dealing, as we talked about already, with a fellow earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, but I don't know, maybe there is something worth salvaging here. Tell me more, please. Holy smokes, your energy is wild, Virgo. First of all, your energy feels very mature. Let's start by saying that. I think there's a beautiful level of maturity that you probably bring to this relationship. And I feel that you're still wanting to fight for this. That's the vibe I'm getting with this energy. With the King of Cups, I mean, I think this tells us you still have a tremendous amount of love for them. Maybe you're dealing with a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, but I definitely feel with this energy, you're open to exploring a reconnection because you still have strong feelings. But let me also say, with this king energy, again, don't worry about the gender, but worry about the energy. I also think you know what you deserve and what your boundaries are. So this is actually ideal, in my opinion, because it's like, I feel if you give them a chance, you're going to be open to it, but you're not going to settle. Because let me tell you, oh, sorry, I said two kings. It's Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups. Sorry, guys. But still the same thing with this energy. It's like you're open to giving them a chance, but Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups are not going to settle, right? So I think you're like, okay, if you can show up for me in the ways that I need moving forward, we can give it a chance. But I also don't think you're going to be scared to walk away if they're not doing that either, okay? And the other thing too, you know, I'm just, the overall energy was a little rough, right? Like I just get worried because it was like they were sabotaging, you know, one of the messages said hooking up, third party. And so I just want to throw out there, Virgo, like if there was a betrayal here that happened, if they broke your trust, obviously they're going to have to build that back, right? And I do think they're working on it. I do think that they're trying, okay? And we did see that in their energy. So, you know, just be mindful, like this might not be something that gets fixed overnight, but they could be willing to work on it. Let's see what you could be feeling. Three of Pentacles. This is somebody who's willing to work with their partner to solve an issue. It might even involve going to counseling if you feel that would be helpful for your relationship or individually. Tell me more, please. King of Swords, yeah. Your energy, like Queen of Pentacles, King of Cups, King of Swords. I think that you're so mature. That's the big message here of the reading, which makes me feel good because I'm like, whatever you decide to do with this person, I don't think you're going to settle. So if they can come in and prove themselves to you, great. But if they can't, then I think you will walk. King of Swords shows me that you're very clear about your feelings. You're ready to communicate. You want to talk about it. Tell me more, please. Eight of Wands, and you want to find a way to move forward. I feel you're very open to fixing things with this person as we're getting into this energy here. Maybe some of you guys are long distance, potentially, not all of you. But I do think that there's an openness to being like, okay, let's talk it through. And if we can reach some sort of resolution here, we can find a way to move forward. Let's see what actions you could be taking. Page of Pentacles, yeah. I think that you're open to having a conversation. You're open to reaching out to them. Tell me more. The Nine of Wands, which is interesting because this is a card that does tend to show up when a relationship's been tested. What I see here, Virgo, is that with this card, a relationship gets tested, but it does often represent still wanting to fight for the relationship. So it doesn't look like it's over for either of you. What I actually see from both of you today, Virgo, is that there is still something here that both of you are willing to try to fight for to see if there is a future. Tell me more, please. And the Seven of Wands, there's your really good boundaries though. That's what I've been saying, right? It's like, I think you're definitely open to giving them a chance, but like you've got great boundaries. Seven of Wands is you going to them and being like, I'm going to give you a chance, but like here, let's just lay out what I will and will not tolerate moving forward, right? And you're going to be very clear about what those boundaries are and what happens if your person violates those boundaries, right? Interesting. Yeah, I'm just looking here. Interesting, interesting, interesting. I do still feel a little cautious though, you guys. I'm just throwing that out there. And I guess that makes sense because if your person betrayed you and sabotaged things, like I said, you don't really fix that overnight necessarily, but people do fix that. And this might be one of those situations where they realize that they've sabotaged a really good thing between the two of you and they're trying to do everything that they can to fix it, right? So moment of truth, let's look at what the potential outcome is here, Virgo. What is the potential outcome? Eight of Cups, we're gonna have to pull two more. Tell me more about what the potential outcome is. The Nine of Cups, tell me more about what the potential outcome is here. The Moon, I don't know. Eight of Cups is walking away. I mean, it could be walking away from a relationship, but it could also be walking away from like this tough chapter and having a new beginning. Nine of Cups is about dreams coming true, but the Moon tends to represent something hidden. Yeah, I think that's maybe why I've been feeling cautious. Like it's almost as if there's still something that you're not aware of. And I don't want to say that to scare you, and maybe you're already picking up on this, Virgo, but I do see your person coming towards you and wanting to fix things, but I still think that there's stuff that has to come out in the open, potentially, with that moon. I guess the best thing I can say here is that I could see you guys trying to move forward, you know, dreaming of the future together, trying to get back on track. But I'm just going to say, and again, it's a general reading, you guys. It doesn't apply to everybody, but that moon card makes me feel like there might be something else that comes up that you're not currently aware of. So maybe be prepared for the potential of that happening. Like maybe your person comes in, you guys are working on fixing things, and then you find out there's another piece of information about what happened with your person, something that they did, and you're like, why didn't you tell me that initially? And I'm just getting the vibe of like more information coming out, potentially related to the sabotaging situation, whatever that represents for you guys, right? And so that could make things a bit more complicated potentially. And so you guys might have to navigate that. I mean, maybe, like I said, let's go back to the cheating example, right? Maybe there was a third party, maybe they hooked up with that person and you know about it, but maybe you don't know the full story. That's what I'm getting. It's like, you know, part of the story, but not the full story. So there might be more information that comes out later. And obviously if that happens, Virgo, then you guys have to figure out what you're going to do. Like you're going to have to decide, is that a deal breaker? How do I feel about that? Or, you know, can we continue to work through it? I could see this going either way, to be honest, because I have had people that I've talked to who have gone through situations like this where it's like they're working on fixing something with their partner, but then unfortunately it's like more information comes out and it kind of sucks sometimes because, you know, maybe you two have been making really good progress and then something comes out, additional information, and it kind of throws a wrench in things. And then you guys have to almost sometimes go back to square one and start fixing things again. So I don't know, you guys, I'm just throwing it out there. I feel like I'm kind of rambling at this point, but there's just something that I've been picking up intuitively the whole reading where I'm like, I do think you guys want to work on things, but I do also feel this underlying cautious energy. And maybe it is this moon. Maybe it's just this sense that there is more to the story that you might find out later on. And just be prepared for that possibility. Again, it's not necessarily for all of you, but be prepared for that possibility that more information might come out later. And then the two of you have to decide how to work through it. Whatever happens though, going back to your energy, Virgo, I feel confident you'll be able to handle whatever it is. Because the big theme for your energy was the boundaries and the self-worth and the mature energy. So I feel confident in you knowing what's going to be the right decision. If you get more information, you can decide at that point whether you still want to continue to work on things with this person or whether you want to walk away. But it just feels like it's not quite finished yet. There's more to this story that you guys are going to have to figure out how to navigate and decide if you want to continue to fight for the relationship moving forward. So that's what I see for you today, Virgo. If you enjoyed this reading, if it resonated, do me a solid, give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button and notification bell. And of course, I wish you love and happiness always, and we'll talk soon. Bye, guys.